Hello, I'm Coercer, and we are watching the finals from ArtifactCup number 26. We are now at the fourth game in this series, and the score is now 2-1. Let's load this replay. Iain won the first game in the series, and I then managed to win the next two games, so it's now quite tense for Iain if he can take this game. That means we'll have to play another game, and if I win, then that's that for these finals. So let's reveal all. Like that. So we'll be watching this from Iain's perspective. He has spawned in the south as the coalition, and I have spawned in the north as the Gaussian. Now Iain once again did not retire his base runner. He is going for that middle artifact, and he will once again capture that early artifact, as he does in his games quite often, it seems. I have recycled or retired my base runner, but I plopped down a scanner before I did so. Now I've opened up my first bulkhead, and I'm mining from it at the moment, and Iain is going straight for AAV fabrication, so we should see some AAV aggression coming from Iain very soon. He's sending out a salvager to open up his first bulkhead and start mining from that location, and I am constructing a second production cruiser. Iain has launched a probe from his base runner, and he's going to scout around to see if I have expanded like I did in the previous games, and he just manages to get away with that probe as the production cruiser misses a volley or two. I have a sand skimmer out on the field for some early scouting, and Iain is now long haul mining from his first bulkhead. AV tech has completed, and he has just constructed his first AV in this match, and he immediately queues up another AV once that one is built. Now my sand skimmer just going to check around to see what Iain is up to in his part of the map. My production cruiser is moving out a bit forward into the field, and I am just as I realize that a base runner is going to see that production cruiser, I try to get it out of Iain's sight, but I think he just manages to see that production cruiser there. Sand skimmer managed to disrupt that mining a bit, but Iain's AV will of course have no problem chasing away that sand skimmer, and my 3 sand skimmers are now trying to damage that base runner as much as they can, but Iain already has an AV there to defend. So Iain has 3 AVs on the field, and I only have 4 sand skimmers and 2 production cruisers. I have a assault railgun in production on those production cruisers, and at this point I'm just hoping that I will be able to deal enough damage to Iain's economy with those production cruisers and the assault railguns I'm building, so that he will have to retreat with those AVs, or that at least his economy will be crippled from that assault. But Iain is just moving in with his AVs, and he knows that I don't have much of an army here to defend. I think he saw those production cruisers with, or at least one production cruiser with that base runner earlier. And of course I have nothing here to defend against these AVs. Those sand skimmers won't do much against even one AV, and not to mention 3 AVs in a pile. Now my assault railguns have managed to push Iain away from that first bulkhead, but Iain now moving in with those AVs, pinning down sand skimmers, while my carrier just barely has enough power for weapon systems and range system. Another production cruiser coming out for me, but those AVs are just making short work of all of these salvagers here, and my carrier is powerless to stop these AVs, especially since they have an armor upgrade. And in the meantime, Iain has moved forward with his carrier. He has 2 power levels in his weapons, and he fends off my assault railgun attack without much issue. I lose all of my constructed forces, and I believe, yes, even that last assault railgun goes down. So now I'm just left with production cruisers and and a couple of assault railguns, while Iain has completely cleaned up everything in my base. I have no salvagers, just a carrier and a production cruiser, and those AVs are still alive. They're pretty low on health, but since I have nothing to challenge them with, they will just stay there and cause more trouble for me. Now I'm retreating with my 3 remaining salvagers back to base, as well as my production cruisers and assault railguns. My 3rd production cruiser is just moving out to provide some distraction for those AVs. But this is looking very bleak for me. Iain has secured 2 artifacts. His carrier has more power. He's moving out with the carrier for the kill, and my assault railguns backed up by a couple of sand skimmers, and I'm trying to pick off some of these AVs to at least even the field a bit. One AV goes down, and I'm feeling a bit overconfident in that moment. I move in with my forces, and Iain's carrier is there to punish that move. And with my 2 assault railguns, I try to take out at least one of these railguns, so that Iain's assault wouldn't be that devastating once he comes to me. But I just end up losing my army. I now have 3 production cruisers and a barely functioning economy. And Iain has an army in the field. He has 3 AVs, 4 railguns, a powered carrier, and his economy is up and running. He has a support cruiser back at base. He is picking up more artifacts, and at this point I realize this is GG, and Iain is moving in for the kill. His carrier is on my doorstep. I have nothing to defend with, and I GG out of the game. So Iain evens the score. It is now 2-2, and the next game will decide who will win Artifact Cup number 26. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next game.